trying to tell us something.
Listen. Yo, come in here, man. Going in. Now, yo, listen. You come in here. No homo. We're gonna get some ladies in here, though, but we're gonna make sure our breakfast fresh. Say pause. Don't acknowledge that. Hold on, let's get some ladies in here.
Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there is having a good week, y'all. It's Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. We made it. Hope everyone out there has a great weekend and a great Friday, y'all. We're back with another reaction. We got a good one today. We got a lot of stuff happening out there in the world, and I ain't gonna talk your guys' ears off. Let's go and get straight into it and get to the reaction. Enjoy the show.
See how much sugar is in a frozen pumpkin swirl. 181 grams of sugar. That's nearly 3/4 of a 2-liter bottle of Coke. Let's measure that. So that's either 34 teaspoons or 51.5 cubes of sugar in this drink. If you want to learn more about the sugar content in various foods and drinks, I've created a free sugar guide just for you. It's an infographic that shows how much sugar is in different items and even equates it to the number of Krispy Kreme donuts. To download it for free, hit the link in my bio.
Like, why? Why do they need that much sugar? You know what I mean? I've never been one to drink my calories. That's one thing I tell people: don't drink your calories. I'm a water drinker, right? But that like when I used to work at, Sonora Quest, right, which is like a LabCorp courier, I'd see people all day drinking these, y'all. That is just a terrible way to start your day. Stick around for the end, y'all. I'm feeling a little in ketosis. I'll update you guys with how I'm feeling.
This Diddy thing is starting to move a lot of really big pieces. Just for starters, we've had a lot of people stepping down the last 2 days, especially music executives. Sony Music National Chairman Randy Goodman, Warner Music Japan President Kaz Kabashi, Kevin Liles at 300 Entertainment. That's the same people that signed 6ix9ine. Reuters President. Remember, Diddy was not just in music, he was everywhere. Everywhere. Talk show host, royalty, the biggest music moguls we have today, even presidents and people like this. But this is where it starts to get crazy. So Candace Owens comes out and she says that Diddy is allegedly a Fed. In other words, Diddy is literally a gatekeeper. Do you remember when they were tipped off before the FBI raided his house? Let's go back to that for 1 second. Do you remember the alleged hundreds of blackmail tapes that was in this dude's house? Where'd they all go, and why did none of them come to light? They all say there's no party like a Diddy party.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so yeah.
I mean, it seems like his house was set up for one thing and one thing only. Here's a 50-foot bed in the back freaking yard, y'all. Come on. As if his music was not telling enough, I won't even show you it because how vile it is.
You doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy.
Let me be the first one to tell you, it's not just Diddy. You are the company that you keep. Anyways, I'm sure the question that we all have is there going to be a camera in his jail cell? If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's already on an island right now. And we know, Diddy, we've always known. Tupac was literally an actor from acting school anyways.
Thus, see what you got to do to get that type of power and fame? I mean, Diddy was at the top forever. The machine's just done with them. We're done with you. We're going to spit you out, sacrifice you to keep our machine rolling because you were getting a little reckless, right? You were going on podcasts drunk and exposing yourself. We got to kick you to the curb and let somebody new come in, right? And in another, 15, 20 years, the same thing's going to happen. It just keeps happening, y'all. The people at the top, they just don't get caught. They use these people as sacrificial pawns, I think, right? That's just my opinion. And, that's what you gotta do to get to that type of power, y'all.
Salt on McDonald's French fries has 3 ingredients. 3 ingredients in salt? What? What 3 ingredients are in the salt at McDonald's? Salt, which is sodium chloride, sugar, dextrose, and silicoaluminate, an aluminum salt, which contains aluminum, which has been linked to all sorts of neurological issues in humans, including neurodegenerative issues, dementia, like Alzheimer's disease. That's what's in your salt at McDonald's. Not just sodium chloride, salt, sugar, and aluminum salts? Man, if these weren't bad enough, the salt even has 3 ingredients here.
After seeing that Vegas dome shit, yo, we should understand that we are in spiritual warfare at the very highest peak right now, yo. And something is just giving me this like discernment to like talk to y'all real quick about this shit, you feel me? And if y'all didn't see the Vegas video, go check out my last video before this one, yo. They literally just smacked us in the face, yo. Y'all, and I find this real strange that they just put this up, right before the shit's coming up in November. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Only the real eyes is going to understand what's going on. I've been telling my followers literally since 2020, yo, that some shit is going to occur, yo, and it's going to be some sci-fi shit. Y'all understand how many people live in Vegas and did not see that shit. It's just but a miracle somebody was recording it, John, bro. Understand what I'm trying to tell you, yo. Understand. At this point, I just want the crypto market to go up so I can get rich in that joint and get the hell out of Dodge.
Now this is a
Well, yeah, we saw it on the last video, right? Antichrist right there, right on ESPN or whatever sports station that was, right? That's by design, y'all. They don't do that on accident, right? But Vegas is called Sin City. It's been called Sin City, right?
famous picture. This has been studied by everybody for decades on what these objects were that came over Washington, D.C. Now, on July 19th, these objects were called in by civilians, by pilots. Everybody saw these objects in the sky. And our government control towers laughed it off at first. When all these sightings came in, they thought it was funny. But within minutes, these objects appeared within 15 miles from Washington, D.C. on their radar. And it wasn't just one control tower, it was all of them. They all were showing these objects about 15 miles out from Washington, D.C. And this created a panic within these control towers. They had no idea what these objects were. So the only thing they could do were to send our jets up to check it out. Now, our jets made it up there, and they're scoping out the area, and they don't see anything. And they finally decided to turn around and head back down to the ground. And at that point is when the objects appeared. And they flew by our jets. They were basically just showing how much superior their craft was compared to our jets.
Oh, Apple just announced that they dropping the iPhone 16. It looks like a piece of shit. It looks like the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12, the small one. I mean, you know, Apple, y'all done ran, ever since Steve Jobs died, y'all creativity done just went to shit. I mean, what the, who's the visionary over there? Where they at? Huh? Did they all jump ship and go to Samsung? What the f are y'all doing over there at Apple? I know what you're doing. You're robbing people because by just putting a new number on the same old goddamn phone, talking about, well, it uses a bunch of AI. I don't want AI in my motherfucking shit. Listen to me all goddamn day, learning how to motherfucking make human motherfucking words and shit where I'm obsolete.
Hey, big storm last night, Destin, Florida. These sharks' teeth are everywhere. Look, there's one. There's another one too. They're everywhere, man. Everywhere.
The first time I ever heard of the Kensington Runestone was in July of 2000 when I met with somebody representing the Runestone Museum who asked me if I would conduct an investigation, geological investigation on the artifact. And I said, what's that? I didn't know what the runestone was. I'd never heard of it. I did grow up in Minnesota, and it's a well-known story here, but I must have missed school that day or something because I never heard of it. I had no opinion when I started my investigation, and we just simply start by recording data and information, and we just let the data drive the investigation, and you follow where the evidence takes you. And eventually it took me to what was the obvious conclusion in my mind, that the weathering of the inscription was old, that a late 19th century hoax was impossible, and the only logical conclusion at that point is it must be genuine.
New footage shows a Titan submersible on the ocean floor, just several hundred yards from the Titanic shipwreck.
It's eerie. Wonder how much like death is at the bottom of the sea, right?
Does this look like a woman to you?
No, I've always thought that.
Hey, the noses match up.
What the heck?
Yeah, in 1797, there's a guy who did a painting of Lucifer summoning the fallen angels. But if you look at all the different religions of the ancient world and compare their deities, you get Ishtar. But look at this statue of Ishtar.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it has the same kind of spikes.
Oh.
Weird. And like, it makes you wonder about the roots of it, the history of it.
The similarities are very weird,
It
though.
is weird that it looks exactly like that Lucifer painting. A weird verse in Revelation says, "Then one of the seven angels who had seven bowls came up and said to me, 'Come, I will show you the judgment of the great prostitute who is seated on many waters.'" You can't call America like what they're talking about, but if we have been seduced by these secret societies who are worshiping the same great prostitute that the ancient were, it actually, instead of looking at it as one nation, you could look at it as the evil force that has been ruling all of these different nations throughout history.
I buy into that.
I'm here and you'll be the greatest guitar player who ever lived. All it'll cost you is your soul.
Okay, you got yourself a deal.
And just so you know, with this purchase of a soul, I will also give a soul.
Yeah, I don't want that.
It's no additional cost to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my way of giving back out of my end.
Seems like it's probably baked into the price.
If your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there, like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil.
Hollywood Records contract, and I'm signing it to have my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records.
You're a puppet.
Oh, he sold his soul. She sold his soul. If you sign that contract, and got that money, you sold your soul. Period. Point blank period. As soon as you sign that contract, you sold your soul.
What is that noise? What is actually going on around USC right now?
Looks like what? That's a stadium back there? Maybe a football game going on? I don't know. Some type of fireworks. Crazy fireworks.
I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Doesn't look like a football game. It's dead out there. Looks like it's a Monday. Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Cheers, y'all. Happy Friday. I love some coffee, man. I don't drink alcohol, but coffee is my new alcohol. Yeah, that's creepy.
Public place, you did it. Is this the best or the worst? What did you do?
The best.
Okay, the best. Probably the Obama thing.
John, what's the? Oh God.
Oh God.
John.
What?
What?
Everybody in here has been a difference. But I want y'all right now to realize.
We're not going to discuss that.
We're not going to discuss it?
We're not. We're not.
Oh my God. Secret Service. Come here, jump back in.
Hi.
Look at John. Look at. I don't.
Hi.
We're not talking about it. That's the truth.
That is an awesome answer.
Not the White House.
Not the.
It was not.
It
the
was
White
not
House,
at the White
though.
House.
It was
That is
100%
correct.
not the White House. I promise.
He was not elected yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody in here has been a difference. But I want y'all right now to realize where we at. It's a new day.
I'm sorry. I'm in trouble now.
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm sure they got pictures of Diddy with Trump, right? People always say, if you're going to bash Kamala, bash Trump, right? Well, they do enough of that on CNN and MSNBC, right? They do enough of that all over the TV. But Diddy was Mr. Obama. He's the one that single-handedly got a lot of minorities to vote for Obama, right? He was Obama's #1 spokesman. I remember in 2008, he was everywhere, vote or die. They had all the rappers, all the minority celebrities wearing that shirt, promoting it. And then this comes out about Diddy, right? I don't know, just saying.
Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives, you know, and I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12 way down the line, but I expressed it differently all through my life. It's the same thing I'm expressing all the time, but now I can put it into that sentence that I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends. You know, if anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, you know, and what they think they're doing. I'd be very pleased to know what they think they're doing. I think they're all insane, you know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane.
Look carefully.
See, my boy Roderick, if you're watching, I need that TikTok, man, because that was a good TikTok, but I can't download Instagram videos. Anybody out there sending me videos, please send me TikToks, because I can't download YouTube unless it's my videos, and I can't download Instagram videos. So if you're going to send me, he sent me a banger, y'all, and it had to do a little bit with his Tom Hanks, all his movies, but I wrote him back, like, I need that TikTok, man. I looked on that dude's TikTok, the dude he sent me, the owner of it, I couldn't find it. He has hundreds and hundreds, so if you can send me that TikTok, dog, send me the TikTok.
Bet you never noticed this. Check that out. He's about to give this. We all know what that is. Baphomet face, right?
Yeah.
About to give that to Jenny, right? And then
I want you to have this.
There's going to be something that is very strange.
Forrest, I can't keep this.
Alright, look carefully. With his right hand, he's going to put his peace sign up, right? But look carefully at the left hand.
Just like that, she was gone.
What does that look like? He had one finger out. Now watch this. It's very clear.
Trying to pause it on it. He's got that thing up, but yeah, he's got the. Look at that. That's crazy, y'all. Right in plain sight. And he has a lot of these type of things in his movies, right? That's why I need that TikTok, man. You said it was a banger, and I saw it. I was like, that's a banger. That's a viral banger right there. But this is right in plain sight, y'all. Look at that. Look at that.
Baphomet salute.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's just something strange that people don't do with their other hand.
Yeah.
And then right after that scene, guess what else it is? Moon landing. Bullshit. I don't know what to make of it, but just figured I'd show you that.
It's crazy. That's what he does.
The craziest one, I think, was Led Zeppelin. The connection between them and Aleister Crowley. So
Yeah.
Jimmy Page buys Aleister Crowley's old house that was on Lake Loch Ness. So where this house was, there used to be an old church. And the church burned down with the congregation inside of it.
What?
Yes, yes. So the congregation was inside the church. And so those people were buried on the property. And so they said that they built this house on top of this place. And then there was actually some kind of a way to get out from the house down to the graveyard that was in the backyard of the property.
So there's like a tunnel or something?
Yeah, there was to get down to like the crypt. I mean, you know, so now you're talking about like, okay, so this is not innocent. And
Yeah.
even I think it was, so Lester Crowley sold that house because the people died in it that were connected with him. The guy who bought it from Jimmy Page killed himself. Did you ever hear the story? Kenneth Anger, who did a movie called Lucifer Rising.
Yeah.
Jimmy Page was supposed to write the music for it. Well, that guy was mad that he didn't give him enough music. And so Kenneth Anger put a curse on Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page never made any good music ever again after that. And people say, was that from that curse?
I say I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put them out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know,
right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right.
at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop de whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope. That was.
Long before God created Adam and Eve, the first human beings, there was already another species. There was multiple species on this earth. Long before. One of those species is the angels. Angels are a creation created by God that have no free will. They can only do what God commands them to do. And they are described as being created from some type of light. So maybe those orbs you mentioned earlier could be. Maybe they're seeing angelic forms. I don't know. But we know that the angelic realm, that dimension of creation, lives amongst God's kingdom. And we also know that they are in our world and that they can even come down to test us and all this other stuff. But they cannot do wrong. The second type of creation is the demonic realm. The English language does not do this creation justice. They are known in the Arabic, Hebrew traditions as the jinn. It's where the word genie comes from. You make a wish to the genie and they grant your wish. Basically, you sell your soul and they give you your wish.
So today they always say one of the oldest sayings in the handbook, right? Be careful what you wish for, right?
We're going to go down a Labor Day rabbit hole. And I think this is really interesting because I was doing some research on this and this good old horse and wagon nonsense. So the weird part of this movement is it was started by communists, socialists, and anarchists. Sounds familiar. Bolshevik Revolution. Also, it introduced corporate income tax, personal income tax, and inheritance estate taxes. There were no taxes before all of this movement. Now, what's also weird is this is from 1894 Labor Day. This is in Pennsylvania Avenue. Look at how big these buildings are compared to the people. They're just throwing them up, horse and wagon style. Then we have another horse and wagon building, Omaha, Nebraska, 1899. Chicago, 1893. They must have had the deluxe horse and buggy for this one. And remember, 20% of the workforce were children. They were just throwing things up like crazy. Even all the way out in Nebraska. Look at that. Then during the gold rush, look at this. They're just throwing up buildings. Then we go to Buffalo, New York. The work ethic. They walked up hills both ways to build this one. What's also odd is all the buildings I just showed you all burned down. They've all been destroyed because they couldn't upkeep them. Look at this quality of life. Very odd to get rid of something. But they told us it was paper mache, it was built by horse and wagons, and it was meant to be temporary. So with all the labor that they used, it was pointless. Does that make any sense?
It doesn't, right? I mean, look at everyone's downtown in all the big cities. They all look the same, right? Same type of buildings, same names on the buildings. You got Wells Fargo, you got Bank of America, you got Chase. In all the downtowns, right? Why did they tear them down?
International Space Station has taken an unexpected turn. The astronauts doing the spacewalks will now be wearing snorkels after the last astronaut who performed a spacewalk nearly drowned when his helmet filled with water. Let's get to...
But just my gut inside me said, that's my dive buddy, and I should be with my dive buddy. That's my dive buddy.
Looks like water, right?
But the last spacewalk ended with Italian astronaut Luca Parmitano nearly drowning in his helmet after it started filling with water.
Water is in his eyes now, and it seems to be increasing.
Fellow astronauts quickly pulled him back into the station. When they did, water poured from the helmet.
And just out of the airlock right now, and I'll get in config to
the bubbles.
Get the waste feathers all hooked up, the safety feathers, I should say. Okay.
Dave Williams beginning the third spacewalk of his career.
We saw some droplets coming out, and I'm looking at you from camera, Charlie.
Okay. Okay.
And I saw them go up towards your feet.
Okay, I don't see anything.
Bubbles in Space starts today at theaters everywhere.
Marco.
What is this flavor? What's that flavor?
I need some conditioner.
Put that conditioner in your hair right now. Okay? We're gonna put this in my system. Hold on.
Oh my God. My hair is having an orgasm right now.
Oh my God.
Cheers.
Cheers.
No, cheers. I love you.
Black excellence.
Black excellence to us. Yes, bitches.
I cannot drink that whole thing.
Black on.
Black on? What are you talking about?
Yeah. All we gotta do is support each other.
That's it. That's it. That's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
This is what real bananas look like, and bananas have seeds. They actually have seeds all throughout.
Real quick, I'm sure he had about 10,000 people watching that live, right? Clapping on, yeah. I don't know how people don't see through the BS, y'all. I don't see how people don't see through it. I don't get it.
This is real bananas, God's given bananas, and this is the bananas that you guys buy. Genetically modified, you know, obviously it's just not real. Big difference. God, Satan.
What is this? What is that thing right there? Does it look like a regular bug to me? Now I have more to that video. I have it slowed down and I have some still frames. But when I was researching that, something came up that I never thought I'd come across. Fairies. Real life fairies. This university lecturer in Britain believes fairies are real. Yeah, fairies. The mythical creatures that look kinda like women, but were really tiny with wings. Yeah, it turns out there are people all over the world that believe fairies are real. Is it possible that this is a real life fairy? I gotta tell you, I've never even considered this as a real life possibility until now. Here's the video slowed down, and I'd like it if you could just judge this for yourself. Because to tell you the truth, I don't know what this is. I just want to say, I don't believe in fairies. I've never believed in fairies, and I'm not changing my opinion now. But whatever this is that was captured in that video, it's strange, baby cakes, it's strange. Tell me what you think of that video, and if fairies are even a possible explanation. And let me know in the comment section, Booshkies. Shabadoo!
The lunar eclipse. It looks weird.
Looks a little brighter than usual.
My angle. That's crazy. Look at the ring around that. That looks like something's passing in front of the moon. That's something passing in front of the moon. There's no way. I wish it looked like it did in person. You can tell it's something going in front of the moon. That's not an eclipse. That's not the Earth's shadow. There's no way.
Here's a plane. Yes, it is an airplane. Here's another plane, and they're having a dogfight in mid-air. Is that a gun? Yes, it is a pistol. Here is a bicycle, and you can see him pedaling his bicycle, and it even has a basket in front of the bike. Here's a car, just like a modern-day car with 4 wheels. Look at this carving nearby. Another car, definitely a car. It has 4 wheels, and this one has 2 doors, one for the driver and one for the passenger. Look at this guy. He's casually smoking a pipe. How are such carvings carved in an 800-year-old temple?
You guys want to hear about some giants in Utah?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This story's crazy. This took place
in 1955. There was a man who went by the name Earl John Brewer, but he was told this story when he was a teenager by this man named George Keller. Said that there was this cave that was in Utah, and that it basically held different artifacts from an ancient, technologically advanced civilization. He said that there's, in fact, giants in this cave. And George Keller was told that by a local Native American whose name was Lone Eagle. The natives called this cave the Cave of the Great Spirit. And so he told John Brewer, he didn't tell him the exact location, and he was looking for arrowheads to just collect and stuff. And George Keller's like, there's a lot of arrowheads and many more artifacts over at this place. And he said, just dig around. And he said, okay. And so he goes out and he's digging around and then finds this tiny little entrance, like to a cave. He goes down into it, but then at the bottom of where he came in, and then discovered just the craziest of things. He found all these ancient copper tablets that had weird inscriptions on them. Some of the tablets that he found.
That's just chilling in this cave.
Whoa. California, what is going on here? Have y'all seen this? What is this about, y'all? When we tell you it is close, y'all, it is close, because they're not making these movies without sending y'all a message. Now, this is somewhere in Southern California. I don't specifically know what part, but this is crazy, y'all. All the warnings we've been getting lately about California, and then the guy coming over from Atlanta to California warning y'all about this right here. I mean, just take a look at it. This thing is cracked all the way over there, right? And then you look this way and it's all the way over here. Look at that, y'all. And it's got water lines running parallel to it. So obviously this is where they used to plant things. And I don't know what it's going to be used for now, because this is not good, y'all. And it looks like there's a man over there videotaping from the news media, letting y'all know what's going on here.
He was trying to tell us something.
Listen. Yo, come in here, man. Going in. I'm not here. Listen. You come in here. No homo. We're gonna get some ladies in here, but we're gonna make sure our breath is fresh. Say pause. Don't acknowledge that. Nothing being puff right now. Hold on. Let's get some ladies in here. There's nothing to just bypass. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause. But like this. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? This is my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early. Yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes, and we're streaming live. I thought it really entertained. Let's go in and let's win. Hey yo, check it out. We getting so much money out here. I don't really feel secure. So, no homo. I'm taking big white people with me everywhere. Let's get some girls up here, please. Hey, yo, listen, let's go. They can get me back. We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed tonight. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. You did it. No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. No, that's big. Shut up, shorty. Take this. Is this one gonna work? All right, chill. Okay. All right. Yo, stop giving me different microphones. Whoa, serious. This is getting weird.
What? See, but they all know. They all knew. I mean, I knew, right? And I'm not even nowhere near that. We've known forever about Diddy, right? Anybody that's into hip hop, we've known he had something to do with Tupac. We've known all this, right? We've known he had things to do with things, right? But they all know. And people bashing Diddy right now, but not bashing them, right? Still worshiping them. And they were in the same room, same parties. Magically, they all left early. They all left at 10 o'clock magically, right?
What are the chances of this? So this is the cover of Time magazine, and it says Donald Trump in trouble and it's him in a golf cart on a golf course in the bunker. Now, this was made on September 11th, and on September 15th, Donald Trump was on a golf course, and when he was at the 5th hole, the Secret Service spotted a man with an AK-47. The man has been arrested and Trump is safe, but this is very interesting.
This guy. Now I have a clip in tomorrow's video. I guess both of these attackers, let's say, were in BlackRock videos, and he was breaking down the chances of that happening is like 1 in a multi-billion chance of being in that commercial and being the attacker, right?
Discover that you can make your own solar panels using just aluminum foil and a broken TV. All you gotta do is cut out these aluminum foil cells, tape them together to the TV, add a couple wires to each side, and you have unlimited energy. This is crazy. So you know, I had to see if this actually works, and I'm gonna try it out and see if I can create infinite energy. Maybe I can power my whole house. Maybe I can power the whole city using just aluminum foil. So I got myself some aluminum foil, cutting out these little cells, about 15 of them. That's what they suggested. Well, you have to cover the whole TV. If you have like a 100-inch TV, then you probably need more than 15, but I feel like this was enough. And now I'm gonna have to glue them down to this TV, and this TV did work, but now I guess it's not gonna work ever again because this is actual glue that I'm gluing. This is like a permanent glue actually, but that doesn't matter because this TV is worth way less than my electric bill. So if I can have 100 of these and power my whole house, I'm doing it every day. So I got this aluminum foil tape as well that I'm going to connect all of these little cells to. That's going to make sure that the current goes between all of the cells. So there we go. I taped them all down together. This is the little pattern that it created. And I have these 2 wires that I'm going to connect, one on each side with the aluminum foil tape. And I have this little adapter that basically, if you have enough current, it'll turn on a light bulb. So I'm connecting one wire to one side and the other wire to the other side. Hopefully this doesn't blow up in my face, but we're gonna find out in a little bit. This is the light bulb. Let's go ahead and see if it worked. Come on, let's screw it on. Oh my god, it actually freaking worked. What the?
Rock music. And that's how easy it is for our electric companies to give us free power, right? Guess what? All it takes is a TV, right? You know how many TVs you can find driving down the street that are broken? But they won't do it because they want that $150, $200 bill every month.
It just basically came, modern rock and roll basically came from the Haight-Ashbury in the basically mid to late 60s, and then from Laurel Canyon, which was another one of these sort of cultish environments in the mid to late 60s. And there was like specific moments in time in both of these places. And, you know, basically all of the great rock and roll from that era that determined everything that followed basically came out of this. So, you know, do you want that or not?
Right.
If you want it, you know, that's what you get. I'll give you, here's a crazy, there's the other book about Laurel Canyon that's even crazier than Chaos. It's the book called Weird Scenes in the Canyon. Okay, you would love this one. So Laurel Canyon was like the Haight-Ashbury of Los Angeles, right? So Laurel Canyon was like the music scene, the sort of music and drug and hippie scene of it. Laurel Canyon is actually where the hippie movement started. There was actually a specific group in Laurel Canyon in LA in about 1965. There was a guy named Vito Polikas. And he had a group called the Freaks, and they were like a non-violent version of the Manson cult, and it was all these young girls, and they basically would go to clubs, and they were the ones to do the beads and the hair and like all the leather and like all the hippie stuff. Like they got that rolling. And so like they were in Laurel Canyon, and in Laurel Canyon it was like ground zero. There was like this moment where it's like Jim Morrison, The Doors, and Crosby, Stills and Nash, and Frank Zappa, and was it John Phillips, was the Mamas and the Papas, and the Byrds, and the Monkees, and like all of these like iconic bands of that time basically catalyzed over about a 2-year period in Laurel Canyon. The conspiracy theory in this book basically is that the whole thing was an op, and it was a military intelligence op, and the evidence for the theory is that there was an Air Force military propaganda production facility at the head of Laurel Canyon called Lookout Mountain, which today Jared Leto owns and actually lives
so I was just going to say that.
Yeah, but it was in that era in the 50s through the 70s, it was a vertically integrated military. Yes, it was a production facility for film and music.
But by the way, have you met Jared Leto?
I briefly, yeah.
The oldest images of Jesus in the world that we have are not this old bearded guy. It's a shaven young guy holding a wand. You can look it up. Jesus with wand. Watch this. Those are from catacombs from the 2nd and 3rd century. These are the oldest images of Jesus that exist. They're the top 10.
What is he supposed to be doing right there?
He's holding a wand out and he's raising Lazarus from the dead. And by the way, look at, he's got no beard.
And how do we know that's supposed to be Jesus?
It's the Christian catacombs. The whole catacombs is all scenes from the Bible. It's all
really?
And all of them look like that. All of them have a young, perfectly shaven boy. Jesus is young. He's in his 20s, right?
Right.
He died around 30, 33. Yeah, he's just a young guy with a magic wand in his hand. He holds a wand. He's a magician.
What do you think there's any connection between the depiction of the pine cone and the pineal gland?
Could be. That's where the word pineal gland comes from, right? Because it looks like a pine cone. That's what they said.
Right.
And by the way, we know the ancients were opening up bodies to look at the inside. They knew what the inner brain looked like. They knew what a pineal gland was. Maybe there's a wand inside of us with the pineal gland on top.
Right.
The most common appearance of a UFO is 3 a.m. in the morning on lonely country roads, which I find fascinating because guess what? That's where our telescopes are. Although I do know of 2 astronomers who would come on the telescope for 3 or 4 hours a year, and almost every time they had a UFO encounter. Meanwhile, I'm logging 1,500 hours a year. I never have an encounter. 2 of my fellow graduate students likewise were logging about 1,500 hours a year. We never saw a thing. I said, well, I know the difference. The 3 of us were not involved in the occult. Those 2 we know are deeply involved.
All right, family. There you have today's reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Good long video. Just a little update, y'all. I've been inconsistent, right? I'm very inconsistent, very undisciplined since I left Arizona, since I've been out here in Texas. And, the past few days I've been doing really good, tracking calories. I feel amazing today, right? At night, I feel the anxiety. I feel anxious. I feel like the withdrawals from all the junk food, the processed food, right? I feel the withdrawals. But like right now in the morning until like I go lay in bed, I feel amazing. But hopefully those sugar withdrawals start to disappear and I start feeling good. But feeling good, y'all. Woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning today. About to go for a run after I edit and upload this video. Let's get back, y'all. We're almost back to the mountain. About to move to a different spot in Texas. I'm ready. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys have a good Friday. I'm gonna see you guys on Saturday for the next upload. Stay safe. I'll see you guys then. Later.